Hi, everybody. Welcome in as we get baseball underway. A little bit late. Mama Nature had a little something to do with that, but here we are, beginning game number one of a three-game slate. And it is a key matchup because one of these two teams is not going to play baseball this year after this one. The other will move on. East Georgia State, Gordon, a couple of teams that absorbed a loss. East Georgia won the play-in game and then lost yesterday to Georgia Highlands. As a walk is delivered and Vasquez goes down to first. And for Gordon, an upset win by the 3 seed. Andrew knocks him off 9-2 to get to this one. And today you've got 2 out of 3 that are elimination bouts. Only the middle game won't send somebody home. Outside with a pitch to Shane Wheelis. Taking a look at that Bobcat lineup, Jaden Vasquez, the one-hitter. Shane Wheelis batting second. Terrell Milliner is the 3-hitter. Trip Helgeson hitting fourth. Noah Hollis fifth. Sebastian Munoz is the 6th guy. Connor Soper in the 7th spot. Hugh Agee hitting 8th. Ryan Barnes batting 9th. And already a visit to the pump. Got a walk of Vasquez, got the count to 2-0 on Wheelis, and that will get a coach's attention, especially in a game that decides whether you get to go home or get to continue to play. Dawson Harris, the pitcher for Gordon State, behind the plate. Jackson Terry, Caden Baggett at first. Second baseman Jake Carter. The shortstop is Gavin West. Hunter Chiapetta is at third. Got an outfield of Connor Hilton in left. Center fielder Daniel Smith. Tanner Patterson is in right. Outside with the offering, 3-0. So a 1-1 East Georgia State. I guess technically in the tournament 0-1, but did win the play-in game. And an 0-1 Gordon on the outside part of the plate to Wheelis. Three balls, 1 strike. Terrell Milliner to the on-deck circle. That is outside. And you got back-to-back walks of Vasquez and Wheelis. So a couple of base runners on. Well, if you look at the stats and the matchup between these two over the course of the regular season, 3 out of the 4 won by Gordon, but these two teams scored a ton of runs. One game, 38. 2018 was the final. Milliner with a couple of base runners on. Trip Helgeson to the on-deck circle. Things delayed today because of the threat of rain. Really never had anything significant. It was a very slight shower. As that is ground towards third, stepping on the bag, Chiapetta goes to first. He'll get the double play. Well, that makes the Highlanders, and specifically Dawson Harris, feel a little bit better. 2 gone and 1 on. And second is Wheelis. Trip Helgeson to the on-deck circle. Noah Hollis will come to the plate next. Sebastian Munoz in the hole. But what is the weather like here in Tifton? Currently cloudy, 73. The inside pitch to Helgeson. There is showers to the north of us and showers to the south. But right now we're stuck right in the middle. And I say stuck, that's not in a negative connotation. It's in a positive mindset where it is rain-free at the moment. Strike delivered on the outside part of the plate to Helgeson. Well, if that stuff is moving east, then we're looking pretty good. If it is moving north, uh-oh. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just a little bit outside. Harris thought he had caught the corner, but it will miss by a tad. UV index 5 in moderate. Air quality 57 in moderate. Feels like 72. Got winds out of the north-northeast at 5, occasionally to 6. That will fly out of play. Well, the forecast currently just calls for a 1/10 of an inch of rain today. Now, if that will hold true, we might can endure. 15-mile visibility, 68% humidity. Running his wheelers to third, and he'll have to go back to the bag after the pitch is fouled off by Helgeson. Moon at 79% illumination. People might start acting a little crazy in 5 days. That's the next full moon. Did he go? No, he did not. An appeal down to first. And Helgeson will stay in the box. And, of course, that new stat I recently found. Moon 249,544 miles away. Fouled away, count stays 3-2. Man, this iPhone weather app's got so much info now. I just touch something and new stuff comes up. Unrelated to baseball, I guess. I mean, now the moon closer, further away. Maybe it's got this minute fractional impact on gravitation, which could pull the ball one way or the other. There is a walk given to Helgeson. Third one of the inning by Harris. And a couple of runners on for Noah Hollis. Sebastian Munoz to the on-deck circle. Couple of runners on. Hollis awaits. Here's the pitch from Harris. And it's high and away. If it stays like this all day, it is going to be nice. And the overcast should stay. It's just the occasional threat of rain we're a little worried about. 2-0 on Hollis. Harris has walked 3 and got Milliner to wrap into a double play. Count goes to 2-1. Sebastian Munoz moving to the on-deck circle. Two-one pitch, popped up, over in foul territory, first base side, and Baggett's there for the catch. 3 walks typically create problems for a pitcher, not for Harris. Double play takes care of 2, the fly out takes care of 1. Just about all Wayne Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. One pitch into the bottom of the first, and a nice play by Connor Soper at third. There was a high hop, played it, got Carter, and he grounds into the 5-3. Taking a look at that lineup for Gordon offensively. Jake Carter, the one-hitter. Hunter Chiappetta is batting second. Connor Hilton in the 3 spot. Gavin West hitting 4th. Daniel Smith 5th. 6-hitter Tanner Patterson. Ledger Curl batting 7th. Caden Baggett 8th. Jackson Terry 9th. Bryce Kearson on the hill for East Georgia. As that is into left field and a 1-out. Hunter Chiappetta single. Highlanders in business here in the bottom of the first. Connor Hilton coming to the plate. Behind the plate for East Georgia, Hugh Edgy. At first, Trip Helgeson, the second baseman, Sebastian Munoz. At short, Noah Hollis, and at third, Connor Soper. An outfield of Shane Wheelis in left. Center fielder Ryan Barnes. And the right fielder is Terrell Milliner. Got a base runner on, an elimination game. The goal for both of these teams when they arrived this morning was to play 2 today. If you're playing 2, you won the first. Fouled by Hilton to the third base side. And the plan for Andrew College and Georgia Highlands was to come here and play a game today. Because if somebody from that matchup is playing 2, they've lost. Outside with a pitch to Connor Hilton. And the winner of the 3 o'clock game, the original 1 p.m. game, sitting in the driver's seat. Two-one pitch, Connor Hilton with Chiappetta on. That is fouled back out of play. Munoz, Soper, and Angie when you get to the second for East Georgia. Well, today we should see the lights on here for the first time. High inside pitch. Throw designed to pick off the runner at first. Winds up well into right field. On his way to third, Chiappetta. That just got away from Angie. Left the hand and sailed on him. Chiappetta winds up at third. And now Connor West with an RBI chance that's 90 feet away with a 3-2 offering from Kierson. And that's going to hit Hilton. Runners on the corners, and here we go again with an early visit to the bump. It happened in the top part of the inning. And it happens in the bottom part of the inning. Kierson got Carter to ground into the 5-3. Chiappetta on the walk, and now the hit batsman Hilton. Gavin West coming to the plate. And both coaches likely just trying to work to settle their pitcher down. Harris handing out 3 walks in the top of the first, and now Kierson with a hit batsman in the bottom of the inning. Gavin West followed by Daniel Smith. On the campus of ABAC, Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College. Former member of the GCAA, now in the NAIA. Strike delivered. Angie looked towards first. I don't think the error, though, kept him from throwing. It was the runner at third, Chiappetta. Then convinced Angie maybe a toss to first wouldn't be good. There's one. And able to get back is Hilton. Oh, 1 pitch to Gavin West. Throw going down to second. Snagged on the short hop by Hollis to see that Chiappetta stays put at third rather. Hilton with a stolen base is at second. One offering, just a little bit inside to West. Gavin West, a .351 hitter on the year, 71 RBIs. On a team that scored 469 runs on the year. Three-one to West. That is a high fly ball in the direction of left center field. Drifting over and in front of the warning track to make the catch is Wheelis. Tagging is Chiappetta. Gordon stayed on the board. Compliments of the West sacrifice. Hilton, meanwhile, tagging and going to third. Two outs for Daniel Smith. Tanner Patterson on deck. I mentioned these two teams saw a lot of runs played in their meetings. East Georgia won the first meeting between the two, and then Gordon took the rest. That is ground foul. And in that first game, it was a 14-zip East Georgia win the nightcap of the doubleheader on the 8th of March. Saw Gordon win at 19-9. And then when they played in Barnesville on the campus of Gordon, a 2018, a 16-11, and an 8-7 win for Gordon. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Daniel Smith with a runner at third, 1 run in. Gordon taking the early lead in this one. 6, 7, and 8 in the East Georgia order when you get to the top of the second. Trying to turn away from the pitch was Smith and fouled it away. Another 2-2 offering Kierson to Smith. That is 1 hop to short. Hollis gets it, throw to first, not in time. Infield single brings in another run. Fielded cleanly by Hollis, but just couldn't muscle it over to first in time to get Smith. And Gordon takes a 2-zip lead. Tanner Patterson next. Ledyard Curl to the on-deck circle. Looking at the American flag in center field. Wind blowing into the face of the hitter. Well, it was. Now it's blowing over towards right. A little bit outside with a pitch, and the count even at 1. Ground foul over the first base side. Georgia Highlands taking on Andrew in the next game. It's slated for a 3 o'clock start. I am assuming, though, if they can get these fields done quicker and the games underway quicker, they will. So 3 p.m. is the hoped for latest start for the next game. But for instance, if we had a mercy rule game here, or just ended it quickly, there is a swing, there is a miss. And out will go Patterson. No, wait a minute. Apparently something else, maybe catcher's interference. Well, let's see if we can go back and pick up what might have happened. Definitely not catcher's interference. But apparently it was ball 4 and not a swing and miss, which is what East Georgia State thought. And admittedly in the box as well, kind of looked like a swing and miss, but Patterson on with a walk. So a couple of base runners aboard. One-0 pitch driven to Hollis at short. He'll trot over to the bag, get there before Patterson, and that will put an end to the bottom of the first. But a couple of runs plate. We go to the second with Munoz, Soper, and Edgy due up for the Bobcats.
frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Gordon with a 2-zip lead as we get the top of the second underway. Sebastian Munoz, Connor Soper, and Hugh Edgy. 2 up in the inning as well. That is foul tipped back into the mid of Terry. And the count 0-2. A little bit outside with the pitch to Munoz. Ground is short, picked up there by West, goes to first. It's Munoz on the 6-3 putout. 19 at-bats on the year for Munoz. Grounding into the 6-3 here to begin the first. Make that the second. Connor Soper coming to the plate. Hugh Edgy to the on-deck circle. On the outside part of the plate to Soper. Curl, Baggett, and Terry, bottom third of the order when you get to the bottom of the second. A little bit inside with the pitch to Soper. Lifted foul and out of play. Dawson Harris out to prove that the first inning a bit of a fluke. Those 3 walks. 7.63 ERA. For Harris on the season, made 17 appearances, went 5-4, started 9 games, and worked a total of 48 1/3 innings. .44 walks, 40 strikeouts. 7 home runs allowed as that is ground towards first. Covering is Harris, and he will get there a step ahead of Connor Soper. Two outs, Hugh Edgy next. Ryan Barnes moving to the on-deck circle. Harris allowing a total of 57 runs, 41 earned, gave up 52 hits in his 17 regular season appearances, and he definitely has got a different look here. 3 walks in the first inning, but back-to-back outs here in the second. A little bit outside with a pitch. That one a little bit inside. And when you've walked 44 over the course of the season, Coach knows your style. Not saying he approves, but understands that he can come back from walks, and there's the fourth one in the game, first in the inning. Ryan Barnes coming to the plate. Barnes, a .333 hitter on the year. Strike delivered on the inside part of the plate. Well, the sun trying to break through the clouds here in Tifton, Georgia. Swing and a miss by Barnes. Top of the order, Jaden Vasquez to the on-deck circle. Oh, 2 offering to Barnes. Did he go? He did not. The count 1-2. Curl, Baggett, and Terry. Bottom part of the Gordon order when you get to the second inning, the bottom part. That'll go to the screen. And it will get Edgy pulling into second. So the run that could cut the lead in half at second. Even counting 2 on Barnes. Delivered right down the middle, and out goes Barnes, leaving a runner aboard. 1.5 done. Highlanders by 2. Bottom of the second gets underway. Caden Baggett, Jackson Terry, Jake Carter due up in the inning. Couple of runs plating in the bottom of the first as we head to the bottom of the second. East Georgia State getting a runner aboard, compliments of a walk. Fourth one of the game for Harris, but that runner is left on. Count goes even at 1 on Baggett. Bryce Kierson, a 5.40 ERA. 1-0, 6 appearances. Started 2 games, only worked 15 innings. As that is ground to second. Picked up and sent to first by Munoz. Out will go Baggett. One away, Jackson Terry next. And is lifted in the direction of right field, and it will drop just inside the chalk on his way to second and diving in head first, Jackson Terry. So 1 out, 2 bagger. And a base runner on for the top of the order. Jake Carter ground into a 5-3. He was out number 1. Top of the order coming to the plate when we begin the third for East Georgia. Hunter Chiapetta, the on-deck circle. Carter 0 for 1 in the contest. Rest of the Kierson numbers: 7 walks, 15 strikeouts, 4 home runs allowed, 14 runs, 9 earned, 20 hits given up. A little bit high, and the walk is issued. Down to first, wheel trot Jake Carter. And for Bryce Kierson, that's his first walk of the game. Does have a couple of hit batsmen. So a few free passes prior to the walk. And coach coming out to pay a second inning visit to Kierson as well. Went to the pump in the first, now in the second. Got a couple of base runners on with 1 away. Terry reaching on the double. Carter with a walk. Chiapetta, who had a base hit and scored a run in the first, coming back to the plate in the second. And Blue saying, okay, guys, you've had long enough to chat. Let's break up the conversation, get back to the baseball. Connor Hilton to the on-deck circle. Vasquez, Willis, and Milliner in the third inning for East Georgia. That is shot in the direction of left field. That'll be an extra base hit for Chiapetta. Terry coming in to score. Carter told to go on to the house, pulling into second with a 2 RBI double. Chiapetta. And Gordon will double the lead. And just like that, Jeff Timothy walks into the box and the fireworks begin.
Good.
Unless you're East Georgia.
Unless you're East Georgia, correct.
Jeff Timothy, head coach, South Georgia State, ESPN color analyst. Outside with the pitch.
Yeah, I was late because we were getting the contract negotiations done.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that. I knew that. I'm a little jealous, but that's okay. Well, Gordon cranking it up early, 4 runs played. They only had a couple of runs the entire game yesterday against Andrew. Got 2 in the first inning in this one.
Yeah, I thought watching it on the way up or listening to it on the way up, I thought he was going to get out of it right there, and it just didn't work out in the first inning for East hitting. That double play was huge to not plate any runs.
Indeed, after back-to-back walks of Vasquez and Wheelis to get that DP. And then walks Helgeson before Hollis flies out. Two-one count on Connor Hilton. I'm a little surprised at the sunshine currently. I mean, it's not bright and sunny, but it's certainly brighter than when the day began. It appealed to see if Hilton win. He did not.
Well, I know y'all got a little bit of rain, but at least it wasn't enough to make it muddy out here. It looks great. Field looks fine.
I know since I've been here, just had a really light sprinkle. I don't even know if sprinkle is adequate. It was so light. Back to the screen, foul. Well, what's a day in the life and times of a JUCO coach after the season is ended? Is it exclusively focused on recruiting, or is there already practice underway?
I mean, my day today was had some AD stuff to do this morning. I had on my way out, one of the reasons I came out here late, I was waiting on we had got a donation check, so I was making sure it gets put in the account so we can use it for our program.
You definitely wait on those kind of things.
Yeah. As the AD did a little bit with some letters of intent for some other sports.
Another base hit into left field. That's going to bring in Chiapana. Hilton on his way to second, then puts on the brakes and says, heck, let me hang around first. Another run plates Gordon by 5. Well, congratulations on the donation.
Oh, yeah.
Coach coming out for a second time in the inning. That means Kierson making his 7th appearance of the year. We'll leave a little bit early here in the bottom of the second. The new pitcher and the Kierson numbers when we come back.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Bottom of the second, the new pitcher is Bryce Harrelson, replacing Bryce Kierson. Kierson will work an inning into third. Face 12, no strikeouts, 1 walk, 5 hits, 2 hit batsmen. An examination of the mitt of Harrelson. Is that what was going on the bottom?
I think maybe technology. A little wristband with their pitching numbers.
Big swing, big miss. Gavin West at the plate had a sacrifice in the first. Technology. It probably would be awe-inspiring to figure out the technological aspect of the game in, say, 20, 25, or 50 years. I mean, it's changed so much technologically over the course of the last one.
I mean, the way with the pitch clock, I almost think you have to use some of this stuff because it just gets it in so quickly, and then if you need to change it, you know, versus going through a set of signs with a catcher or a coach going through a set of signs to a batter, you can boom, boom. I mean, you can do it within 3 seconds, you know. I mean, I've had where I've maybe punched in the wrong number, hit enter, realized it, boom, boom, and it was, I say, you'll just hear me say, hold on a minute. And, you know, and it, you know, it's, I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. I tell our players, like, it's almost foolproof. I mean, how do you? I guess if you can't read, that would be the problem. The way it comes up. So,
wow.
So like for ours, if we put, if we wanted a fastball away, we would write in fastball out, or fastball in, or fastball up, or fastball down. Like, I mean, it's 2 words pretty much. Some are, you know, like hit and run, for example. If you're trying to run a hit and run, we would just put H and R as, you know, short script, I guess, per se. But no, I mean, and we've had some stuff where it messes up a little bit as far as batteries going bad. You know, players are playing and they're diving, and you know, stuff breaks. You know, but the company's been really good. It's company we use is Game Day Signals, so maybe mini shout out. Maybe they'll send me one of them wristbands for free, because they're not free. I will tell you that.
I would imagine. Well, what about the ability, though? I mean, once you have that technology, can't you eventually, you know, pirate into it? The other team somehow figure out a way to get into that technology. I mean, it's all wireless.
Maybe that's why we didn't pitch good this year. I just don't know it.
2-1 the count on Daniel Smith. And a base runner at third, Hilton. Strike delivered on the outside part of the plate. In a 5-zip game, 2 runs in the first, 3 runs in the second. Two offering to Smith, a little bit outside. But that game against Andrew for Gordon was a surprise in that 2 runs plated. Not necessarily that Gordon won the game. I mean that Andrew won the game. It was just that Gordon only plated 2 runs. That was a surprise. Round Hollis.
Kind of so far here in this game, you know, the offense has picked up quite a bit from the other night.
Yeah, you had
playoff baseball.
You had more runs for Gordon in the first 3 at-bats of this one than all of the at-bats yesterday. We go to the third. It is a 5-zip Gordon lead. Top of the order, top of the third. Jaden Vasquez starts it. Jane Wheelis and Terrell Milliner due up in the inning, too. And a shot in the direction of center field. Daniel Smith's there. Makes the catch, one away in the top of the third.
Good swing. The wind's blowing a tick in today. So the park's going to play a little big.
Vasquez, the DH. That's unusual to have the DH in the leadoff spot. I guess there's no law against it, but just a little strange to see DH first. Shane Wheelis, Terrell Milliner due up in the inning, too. Fouled away by Wheelis, who walked in the first. Harris has issued 4 walks in the game. But when you look at the season stats, 44 on the year. So he has had a tendency to put a runner or 2 on. Little low in the pitch to Wheelis. Tanner Patterson on deck. Ledger Curl, Caden Baggett due up in the inning, too. Count goes even at 2. Well, there's more rain predicted later in the week. Is there a contingency plan in place, or is it all play it by ear?
Right now, play it by ear. Glad we got a tarp. That'll save time.
A little bit outside with the pitch to Wheelis. I asked Dave about the possibility of 7-inning games if it really looked like rain was going to be an issue. Is that way, way back on the back burner, or would that be one of the first alternatives?
I would think that would be the absolute bottom of the barrel, last ditch effort to finish it. But no, I don't see that. I think with the tarp and with lights, we can play. Might be late.
Or could be early, I guess.
Or could be early. Good point. Could be early.
Swing and a miss by Terrell Milliner. Milliner hit into the double play in the first. Trip Helgeson to the on-deck circle.
I say let's just be positive, because they called for rain close to a ½ inch, and that didn't happen. So let's get these meteorologists to keep getting it wrong right now.
Power of positive thinking.
It's the only job you can be bad at besides a baseball player 70% of the time and keep it. A weatherman.
Are they right? I mean, are they wrong 70%?
Now, they're wrong a lot.
Yeah, I'm thinking they may not have a 300 batting average.
You know, there's a part of me who got a little hit by pitch, I believe.
Got him right in the rib cage. Boy, it's squared to butt. And
they were wondering about if he went and got hit. I don't know if we can see the replay. The biggest thing is he's got to make an effort. He can actually leave the bat exactly where it is, but as long as he doesn't make the effort. Let's see. No, he didn't make an effort at that.
So the conversation going to fall on deaf ears. Miller hit by the pitch, goes to first. Couple of base runners on for East Georgia.
This is the inning for them to get it started. Right guy at the plate.
One out for Trip Helgeson. Low and away with the offering. Noah Hollis moving to the on-deck circle. Regular season, the doubleheaders are 7 and 9s.
Doubles are 7.
Seven.
Just 7s. Yeah, I actually went, to get a scouting report on both teams. The first time they played that doubleheader, I think the first game was 14-0, and then like a 19-9. And let me just say, it was a tale of the first innings for both of those teams. First inning, East scored about 10, it seemed like, in game 1 and just cruised. Game 2, Gordon scored 10 in the first,
Wow.
and then they cruised. So I was sitting there like, oh my goodness, it's obvious they can hit, with my scouting report. So.
Well, they had a 2018 game mixed in there too.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, there were no defensive pitching struggles. I mean, or I guess like a pitching duel.
Right.
Everything was high scoring. I believe the lowest scoring game of the 5 between the two this year was an 8-7 fight. 2-2 count on Helgeson. Helgeson with a walk in the first, one of 3 Harris walks in the inning.
I still don't understand this with the, they're trying to speed the game up. Well, the hitter calls timeout, which is fine. You get 1 in the at-bat, but we have to write it down. I mean, it just took 30 seconds.
Yeah, and then point to.
And it's not that hard. We can, when a pitcher disengages off the mound, you'll see the umpires do this, meaning they can't do it again. And they don't write it down, but they write the hitter down. That's just something I've always like.
Well, why don't you have that technology too to the umpire?
Hey,
I mean, let them punch a button.
There you go. It'll probably get down to that.
Helgeson the strikeout, 2 gone. Noah Hollis to the plate.
That was a big time strikeout right there. That's one of their dudes. Big RBI guy.
Noah Hollis with a couple of base runners on, 2 gone, top of the 3rd. That'll go to the screen. And here comes the run from.
I think he caught a ball.
Okay, I was about to say
I
that
was
is
wondering
the
why the guy
slowest
was walking
trot.
home.
Yep, I think you're right.
But man, you got faith in your wheels, I guess.
Yeah, man, that is slow mo. It's that kid on the little kid on the viral video where he is doing the almost like the Michael Scott if you watch The Office, little slow mo routine. Short runner comes in on the ball. Milliner goes to 3rd. And East Georgia will get on the board here in the top of the 3rd. Well, another conversation, coach and umpire.
Maybe next year we should have them mic'd.
Oh, I would love to do that. I would love to mic.
We probably need a delay
Yep.
of a few seconds.
Well, of course, it's internet, so you don't have the FCC regulations. It's been about 3, 4, maybe 5 years ago now. We did a SWAC game with, I think it was Alabama State and Prairie View A&M, and we mic'd up, I believe it was Coach Vasquez was his name, the head coach at Alabama State. And he had gone out of the bump to have a conversation with his pitcher. Whew. It was only for internet, not for FCC.
Yeah.
It would violate some guidelines. Never forget the first time I can't remember who he had mic'd up, but it was for the guy who now, the TBT, the tournament that gives away like $2 million on ESPN. Well, they first started small, and we were doing their coverage. And I had a coach mic'd up, and, man, he was dropping all kinds of stuff. And I can't remember the guy's name who owns that, but said, "That's great, man. That is great stuff. We want that. That's what the fans want to hear." So I'm like, okay, I want to apologize. It is something you don't get on ESPN, probably. Noah Hollis with Milliner at third. Sebastian Munoz to the on-deck circle. There was a Hollis swing and miss. Patterson, Curl, and Baggett when you get to the bottom part of the third. I was talking about earlier that if the game ended early and would we begin the next one early, I don't think that's going to be an issue with this one. It's already an hour in and still in the third. Popped up into shallow center field. Onto the grass will go Carter to make the catch. A run's in, a runner is stranded as we go to the bottom of the third.
Of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Choose from over 100 affordable degree and certificate programs that fit your budget and schedule. Earn the same degree as you would on campus, with the same affordable tuition rate for every state. UA Online. Advance your career and change your life. Get started today at online.ua.edu. We got wristband issues again. And Bryce Harrelson wearing the wristband. Now, is the wristband unique to the player, or is it, each pitcher comes in, they swap it from arm to arm?
Just depends how many you have. I mean, we keep extra ones, so we want them as they go to the bullpen to go ahead and grab it so they can so it just makes it quicker because you have a time limit, getting your pitches in too in between innings or in between changes. So again, we try to expedite the process, but not always works. Even when you've done it 56 games, it still gets.
Apparently, little problems with the one Harrelson is wearing. I'm assuming it must not be a Timex.
Yeah.
Because those just keep on ticking. Is it an Apple product? What, or is it a proprietor type product?
It's not an Apple. It's honestly pretty simple to use, and you just gotta come up with your call signs per se. There's certain things you can put on it and certain things you can't, so you got to kind of navigate through it.
Tanner Patterson starting things off, Landry Curl and Caden Baggett.
I get bored tomorrow. I'll bring one of my call sheets, let you look at it.
That'll be interesting. 1-run plates in the top part of the inning, does it without the benefit of a hit. It was a balk. Then brought in the run. There's a walk by Harrelson that puts Patterson aboard. Landry Curl coming to the plate. Caden Baggett moving to the on-deck circle. No special honor to be on the all names team. It's just kind of a ceremonial thing. But Ledger Curl would probably be on that based on uniqueness. I think Ledger Curl. That took a odd hop right off the grass and almost the DP, but not quite. And apparently safe at second, too. Apparently, Munoz came off the bag fielding the throw.
Huh.
And Patterson's on, and Curl is too. So a couple of base runners on.
Almost want to go back and see that.
Well, let's see if we can...
Especially the one coming in from center field. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
All right, we can go back to the at-bat. Let's see if we can slow it down and see what happened.
Wow. Really good bunt.
And just the width of a baseball foul.
Half inch, maybe. Look fair from up here.
Well, looking at the replay, sure looked like Munoz was on the bag, but we're up here in the box and looking from this distance, and
I mean, he's 15 feet from the bag. I would assume he could see it.
Yep. 0-2 count on Caden Baggett. Jackson Terry to the on-deck circle. Foul by Baggett. Baggett ground into a 4-3. He was the first out in the second inning. Jackson Terry making his way to the on-deck circle, high and away with the offering. Gordon trying to get back the run given up in the top of the third and then some. One-two offering. That is knocked down by Munoz. He'll go over to first and throw it away. Then you got a collision. The legs tangled up with Baggett. He'll plop down at first. Meanwhile, coming in to score is Patterson to third, Curl, and they're checking on Baggett. Well, it all started with a pretty nice play by Munoz to be able to knock it down. But then in trying to decide what bag to go to, misfires to first, and that led to the entanglement of Baggett and Helgeson. And you got a couple of runners on. They are on the corners. Still checking on Baggett. Well, there have been multiple conversations in this game. And now you got Coach chatting with the official. Well, what do you see there, Coach?
More just a trip and fell on your, like he fell on his arm.
So if you're the coach,
I would be more that replay. I would think more maybe his foot or ankle or something like that. But he's more probably just got a little scrape. He's good.
and will go on to second. So maybe that was part of the conversation from the East Georgia State coach was, should he be given the additional bag?
Yeah.
Couple of runners on, both in scoring position. Nobody out. Jackson Terry to the plate. That is hit well towards left field, but foul. So Gordon gets that run back, now trying to do more. Gave up the run to Shane Wheelis with a ball. Get it back with the Patterson reach. On the air that put Baggett now at second. Ground foul towards third. Oh-2 count on Jackson Terry. Terry with a double in the second. Came in and scored a run. Jake Carter to the on-deck circle. Wow. That one socks the hand of Terry. Everybody else holds. Curl will have to go back to third. Stepping into the box, top of the order, Jake Carter. Got the bases loaded. Carter grounded into a 5-3 and walked. And that is the third Highlander hit. Kirsten hit 2, and now Harrelson's hit 1. And coach had to check on Carter, make sure that hand was okay. Bases loaded for Jake Carter. On the outside part of the plate to Carter, nobody gone in the inning, and you know the odds when bases are full and nobody's out. Typically, you're going to at least get a run out of it.
Yep.
East Georgia trying to defeat those odds. Won't, though. That'll hop right over the head of Soper into left field. Curl will come in. Baggett will, too. It turns into a Jake Carter double. Driving in a pair of runs. Terry to third. Carter takes second on the double. And coach coming out to get his second brace. Bryce Kierson starting it. Bryce Harrelson in relief. And now a new Bobcat to the buff when we return.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final.
Championship t-shirt.
East Georgia advances to the championship game.
The new pitcher is Xavier Brown, 5.40 ERA, 4 home runs allowed, 19 walks, 15 strikeouts. Facing Hunter Chiappetta. Chiappetta's been perfect. Has singled and doubled, driven in 2 and scored 2. Has a couple of base runners on in the bottom of the third with nobody out. So we had Bryce, and now Brown. Bryce Kierson, Bryce Harrelson, and Xavier Brown. Harrelson, 2/3 of an inning, faced 7, no strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit batsman. And there is a walk issued to Chiappetta. Bases loaded again. And you got that same situation with the likelihood of getting a run in. At least one more. With the bases full and nobody gone.
Yeah, he desperately needs a double play.
Low with a pitch to Connor Hilton, who's been hit by a pitch and single. Scored 1, drove in 1. Gavin West moving to the on-deck circle. 1-0 pitch. Low and inside. Offering. And it's delivered on the outside part of the plate. Top of the 4th, Munoz, Soper, and Angie for East Georgia State, an elimination game. But if you're in a situation like this where you win the game, you got a game off, and then you're playing in a nightcap, what typically are you doing? I mean, are you taking the team for a meal? Are you having them hang around the diamond? They're taking a little BP?
Eat. Number one, they got to get food, replenish fluids. Depends on the weather. Obviously, uber hot, we're going to go in some air conditioning. Today, you could probably sit outside and be fine. It's not going to drain too much.
That is knocked down at third by Soper, but not able to make a throw anywhere. And on is Hilton, and in is Terry.
Man, hits are just falling in these little spots.
Yep. Well, we all know that baseball a game of inches, and that's what we're seeing.
Hit it where they ain't.
Yep.
I hear that all the time.
Gavin West to the plate. Base is still full. West 0 for 1. That'll roll to the screen, and here comes Carter from third. Chiappetta to third, Hilton to second. And Gordon with a 10-1 lead. Gavin West with an RBI on a sacrifice and ground into a 6-3. West a .351 hitter, 71 RBIs. 39 walks, 50 strikeouts. .2-0 pitch. It is too far inside. Got baseball starting tomorrow in Alabama as well. In Oxford, the ACCC D1 tournament, 6 teams there. I believe Shelton State and Gadsden State got the bye as the 1 and 2 seeds. I probably shouldn't try to remember the other 4, at least state it. Maybe I should try to remember, but I'm going to anyway. Wallace, Hansville, Chat Valley, Coastal South. Always one away. Maybe Northwest Shoals, the other team that's in. Playing at Oxford, but they're playing the same situation we've got here, rain. And is outside, walk given. West will go to first. And Daniel Smith coming to the plate, but apparently that will be after another visit from Coach. And another guy coming in. I have noticed that coaches aren't particularly patient with guys that come in relief and walk 1 or 2 or give up a hit or 2.
Yeah. Well, elimination game here too.
Yep.
By the way, it's a 9-run lead. We have 10 after 5 is definitely coming into play.
So you've got, at the moment, you're looking at the possibility of only having 6 outs with which to work,
Yeah.
and you want to expand that. So we'll get another pitching change. The new pitcher. And the brief Brown numbers when we come back.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
God sure blessed them. There's 50 states, but at the end of the day, there's one that you don't mess with. That's Texas, home of Robert Earl King. Ain't no such thing as chili with beans. That's Texas, hard as a flat top griddle. Ain't got a band if you ain't got a fiddle. That's Texas, with a capital T. If I can't go to heaven, I got a plan B, and that's Texas. Yeah, that's Texas. Tell them about it, boys.
First pitch delivered right out the middle. Daniel Smith off of the new pitcher, Blake Hendricks, and 2 more runs are in. And still nobody out. The new pitcher, Blake Hendricks, Hendricks, 21 walks, 28 strikeouts. 3 home runs allowed. Comes in for Zamer Brown. As that is lifted out of play. 6.55 ERA, 2-2 on the year. 12 appearances in 33 innings of work. And the guy who started it off, Tanner Patterson, back to the plate. So we've had 9 at-bats without an out. Inside with the pitch, and runners will move up. West taking third and Smith second. Patterson's been hit by a pitch, and this inning has already reached on an error and scored a run. Actually reached on a walk, advanced on an error, and scored a run. Ledger Curl moving to the on-deck circle. Brown did not get it out, faced 3. As that is wrapped to second, fielded by Munoz, whips it to first, and gets the first out of the inning as West comes in from third. And Smith will go to third. One away, Ledger Curl next. Caden Baggett moving to the on-deck circle. Curl a 342 hitter. This is a 347 hitting Gordon squad. 19 walks, 16 strikeouts.
So he's actually bringing the average down.
With a 342 average.
He's a good player. I'm joking. I believe he got a second team DH for our league, all conference. So took a hack there.
Yeah, he
loved that.
Wanted to go yard.
Hitters count. Took a hitter swing. Cut at it.
1-2. Caden Baggett on deck. There's the hit batsman. 4th hit Highlander.
Tell you what, check that baseball. That kid's put together. I think that baseball got dented.
So you got a couple of runners on. They're on the corners. Caden Baggett to the plate, has ground into a 4-3, reached on an error and scored a run earlier in this inning. Jackson Terry awaiting his chance next. Munoz, Soper, and Angie. They've been waiting for an opportunity to get to the 4th inning and come to the plate, but that opportunity has been put on hold. This is at-bat number 12. One ball, couple of strikes. That is floated towards left but foul. Over near the tarp. By the way, our scorekeeper and music guy had a lady come up and brag on his music after the game yesterday.
Way to go, DJ.
Yeah. Different career if he wants it. Or maybe could combine the two. It would be interesting, though, to see him with one of those, whatever those turntables are.
Oh, yeah.
Got to strike out and bag it. 2 gone. Jackson Terry to the plate. Terry in the second, doubled in the third, got hit by a pitch. Back to the plate here in the bottom of the third. Top of the order, moving to the on-deck circle. And he will float that one in the direction of right. Terrell Milner there for the catch. And after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 runs played, we go to the fourth.
locals go and no one knows where to find it. And the river starts to flow inside the clouds of misty mountains. The water from this stone below becomes a blue-green fountain as the southern wind.
Top of the fourth, Sebastian Munoz starting it off. Connor Soper and Hugh Edgy, 2 up in the inning, 2. East Georgia State needs some runs in the top of the fourth. They don't want to wait until the top of the fifth to start chipping away at what now is a game that's outside of that mercy rule of 10. So at the moment, you need to pick up 3 runs. And your preference would be to do it now and not in the fifth. Popped up second. Jake Carter has the ball in mid and Munoz out number 1. One away for Connor Soper. Soper ground into a 3-1 in the second inning. And low with a pitch from Dawson Harris. Dawson has issued a total of 5 walks, but has yet to give up a base hit. Hugh Angie moving to the on-deck circle. That is hit towards left field and is foul. Well, Coach, I'm doubting that you've ever been in this situation before, but if you were and you're East Georgia in the dugout, what's the What's the conversation? What's the chatter?
Get on base at all costs.
Anyway.
Whether it's your butt, it's your butt. Love to see a lot of barrels, you know.
Yeah.
But they haven't figured him out. It's obvious looking at the box score up there.
So don't jump out of the way. If it heads your way, stand there and take it. And it's sent towards left field, and again foul. Hugh Edgy to the on-deck circle, bottom of the order.
Well, really, the walks, they only happened pretty much in the first inning. I think he has one since, but so he's done a good job on the bump of getting in the zone. There you go.
Strikes out Soper. That is K number 3 in the game for Harris. It's got Hugh Edgy coming to the plate. Edgy with a walk in the second. Drives that one towards left field. That is going to hit inside the chalk. Rattle around the corner, and Edgy grabbing that hamstring again. He did that a day ago. Reaching back and grabbing the hamstring while pulling into second.
That's their first hit.
It is.
Yep.
And we are going to get a runner for Edgy.
Number 3.
See, I've learned over the course of 2 days how to maneuver around this stuff. Did you notice? Went from William Fillmore. I just needed some recognition on my thing. my now iPad savvy. Got a base runner in scoring position. That's Fillmore. It is laying down bunt-wise. Throw going to first, and the foot wasn't on the bag.
No, it wasn't.
For Baggett. The throw might have been there in time, but Baggett didn't have his foot on the bag.
2-out push bunt.
By Rico Coney coming in for Barnes.
It worked. Really need their top of the lineup step up now. Couple 2-out hits, man.
And you got a couple of base runners on the corners. Fillmore at third, Coney at first. And that was charged as an E3 to Baggett. Top of the order, Jaden Vasquez to the plate. Vasquez has walked and flown out to center field. Couple of strikes delivered. Top of the order in the bottom of the fourth for Gordon. That is sent foul. Running was Coney. And Coney will go back to first over at third, Edgy. His replacement, Fillmore. Vasquez trying to drive in a run. Outside with the pitch. Vasquez, a .322 hitter. On this .320 hitting East Georgia State squad. That is ground towards short. The field, the throw, it is in time. West had to hurry it to get Vasquez. He did and got him. And a couple of runners are stranded. We will head to the bottom of the fourth with the Highlanders by 12.
Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Well, Coach, apparently Jaden Vasquez did not agree with the call at first on that 6-3 put out to end the top part of the fourth. He expressed his disdain, and the official said, hasta la vista.
Yeah.
So what are you telling a player? I mean, if it's your guy and he's ejected, does he have to leave the park altogether?
Yes, he has to be out of sight, kind of out of sight, out of mind. He can get on the since this is a road game, you know, technically for everybody, he'll just get on the bus and just wait. And per conference rules, he would have to sit one more game. So if he, I don't know if he's a freshman or sophomore off my head, but if he was a freshman coming back, he would sit out the opening day of the following season.
Well, let's see.
And trust me, I know that. I've been ejected in the last game as a coach. So
he is a sophomore.
Okay. Now, how that carries over to the next school he plays at, I have no idea.
And I'm assuming that if it's not a JUCO, which it would not be as a sophomore,
probably nothing.
No consequences. You know, speaking of
But
Bryce
we're not
Harper,
condoning it.
No, that's right.
If you're not returning.
Speaking of Bryce Harper, though, and of the JUCO World Series, you know that's what ended his junior college career. Got ejected.
I'm pretty sure he didn't serve a suspension in rookie ball first game.
Well, actually, he had to serve the suspension because there was a game following. So he missed the next game.
Okay. I got you.
And really changed the whole complexion of the World Series because Southern Nevada, obviously with him, was a favorite. But Southern Nevada is leading when he gets kicked out of the game. They lose that game. Then he doesn't play the next game, and they lose that one.
Oh, jeez.
Hit to Hollis at short, goes to first. Chiapetta out on the 6-3. Connor Hilton to the plate. I know it is hard to believe that Bryce Harper argued and called and got kicked out of the game. On the outside part of the plate to Connor Hilton. Blake Hendricks, the fourth pitcher used by the Bobcats. Has been pretty good on the bump since coming in. Has faced a total of 6 prior, and the only guy that got on was Curl, and he was hit by a Hendricks pitch. That is sent to left field, but it is right to Shane Willis. 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the fourth. East Georgia State needing 3 in the top of the fifth to extend the game to the home half of the inning.
Just about all Wayne Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Mulligan.
This is a pinch hitter for Shane Wheelis. Cade Mulligan doing the pinch hitting. Had that pinch hit home run walk off against,
Trying to forget, man.
And here I am reminding
Here
you.
we go. Not only did you stab me, you twisted it.
Well, I was trying to do it gently.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I don't know if that makes it any less painful.
How nice of you.
Well, how do I address it? Just don't bring it up, right?
It's in the past.
3 pinch hits, appearances for Mulligan in the tournament.
I'm ready for him to hit another one, just so someone else can experience it.
Yep. Terrell Milliner to the on-deck circle. Count runs full, 3-2. East Georgia State needing 3 runs in the top of the 5th. Outside with a pitch, and they got 1 runner on. Down to first with a walk goes Mulligan. That'll bring Terrell Milliner to the plate. On-deck hitter represents the game-extending run here in the top of the 5th. Pushes it towards first and trotting back to get the out. Padgett initially thinking about tagging out the runner, but instead will go back to the bag, get the out, pushing Mulligan to second. But in this particular case, when you need 3 runs, why do you sacrifice an out?
I don't know. Y'all could do post-game interviews with the coaches if you want.
And find out.
I'm going to go get something to drink while y'all do that.
You're not going to ask the questions?
I'm not.
We're going to send you down there with a mic.
No. That's not in the contract.
Trip Helgeson, a walk and a strikeout.
I mean, I think he was trying to push for a hit, but Angle was too far up the line. I mean, I almost think in that situation, if you're going for a hit, you bunt down third base line, perfect or foul.
Noah Hollis moving to the on-deck circle. Helgeson with a walk in the first, a strikeout in the third. Back to the plate in the 5th. Count goes to 2-1. East Georgia State needing Mulligan, Helgeson, and Hollis. And not necessarily that combination, but those 3 runs in. Turn it into a 13-4 ball game and get it inside those 10. And this game has gone so long in the roughly 4.5 innings that even if it does end early, we're not going to get any earlier, when the next game start. Ball given to Helgeson. Noah Hollis coming to the plate. 24 RBIs on the year for the .298 hitting Hollison. Hollison 0 for 2 in the game. One nearly bent in the strike zone, but stayed a little bit outside. One-0 pitch, and the count evens. Hollis flew out to first as the last out in the first inning. To second is the last one in the third. One offering. Good looking pitch. 1-2. Got a pinch hitter for Sebastian Munoz. On deck is Hayes Perno. That'll stay outside. Even counted 2, couple of balls, couple of strikes. Runners take off. Throw going to second. And now a base hit would drive in a pair as you got Mulligan to third, Helgeson to second. And a full count on Hollis. That is ground towards third, picked up there by Chiappetta. Gets it to first in time, runners hold, and there's 2 away. Hayes Perno to the plate.
Little side note, Perno, his dad, is David Perno, used to be the head baseball coach at University of Georgia. He's a great kid.
What is Perno doing these days? Daddy Perno. It can't be that old.
No, I believe he's still coaching in high school. I think, actually, of all things, I think he coaches football, even though he's a baseball guy at the collegiate level. He played baseball at Georgia. Matter of fact, I think he was on the 1990 national championship team. As a infielder, I believe.
Perno, a .286 hitter. 6 RBIs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. He does not want to be the last at-bat of the year for East Georgia State. 1-2 on Perno. Couple of base runners aboard. That is swung on and missed. And the season is ended for East Georgia. It extends to tonight for Gordon. So there is your final score, a 13-1 win. Gordon, 4.5 innings into the ball game, have wrapped it up. East Georgia finishing with a hit, 3 errors, stranding a total of 7. And that lone run came in the third for Gordon State. 8 hits, 1 error, 5 left to board, 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 8 in the third. Well, Coach, game 1 in the books. Game 2 coming up probably right on time at about 3 o'clock. I guess we will see you then. That is in the contract, is it not?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
good.
Temperature gets 90 degrees, then we got to renegotiate.
All right. For Jeff Timothy and the GCAA, I'm Robert Williamson. We will see you at 3 o'clock this afternoon for the winner's bracket game, Georgia Highland and Andrew College.